Hi, my name is Mima. I'm a grandma and a mom, and I have a book to read to you today called The Kissing Hand. There's a raccoon with a tear in his eye. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon and took Chester, let me start that sentence over. Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do," she told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start." You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books and swing on new swings. Besides, she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of secret?" "A very old secret," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the kissing hand." "The kissing hand?" asked Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester's right hand in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand up his arm and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. See his little hand where she kissed it right in the middle? And he felt all that love from her. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you, Mommy loves you,' and that very kiss will jump to your face and will fill you with toasty, warm thoughts." She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. "Now do be careful not to lose it," she teased him. "But don't worry, when you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick." Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. Even when he did all those different activities. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now you have a kissing hand too," he told her, and with a gentle goodbye and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across a tree limb and enter school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. Chester loves you, it sang. Chester loves you. And hear that all the animals at school. I love you. The kissing hand. Well, you guys know that I love you, don't you? And so, if you want me to kiss your palm when I see you, mwah, I will. And then you'll have a kissing hand and know that Mima loves you. And this was by Audrey Penn, and illustrations are by Ruth, Harper, and Nancy M. Very sweet book. I really like this book. Oh, I do have a question though. Did you notice that the animals are going to school at night? Yeah, because animals, a lot of animals, not all of them, but a lot of them are up at night. Like raccoons are nighttime animals. They're awake at night. And there's a word for that. It's called nocturnal. Nocturnal. So when you hear the word nocturnal, you know that means that an animal who is nocturnal is awake at nighttime. While we're sleeping, they're awake. Isn't that funny? So they go to school at night. I don't know if they go to school for reals, but they're awake at night. But this is a great story, and we can apply it to our own lives. Like if you have a little brother or sister, or you yourself are a little bit afraid about going to school, just ask your mommy to kiss your hand. Or your daddy, or your grandma, somebody you love. Okay, well, I love you. You know that, right? I hope you have a wonderful day, and just remember that I love you. Mwah. Come back again. We'll do another story another time. Okay? Love you. Bye.